So problems that we endure over and over and over again are connected to choices that we make as a result of a subconscious belief, a belief that needs to be corrected so we don't make the choice anymore and keep ending up in this situation. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dominique Davis, also known as Brown and Vindy, and here on this channel we practice flexibility of the mind, the body, and the spirit. Today I would like to talk about how to identify negative subconscious beliefs by figuring out how they feel and seeing how they impact your life. It is really important to be conscious of the problems that come up frequently in your life. The problems that you experience over and over, as almost as if they are a theme in your life. It's important to understand that every problem that we face is a result of our own individual choices. Wherever we are right now is a result of our choices. No one else's. No one else is responsible for where we are right now in this moment. So problems that we endure over and over and over again are connected to choices that we make as a result of a subconscious belief, a belief that needs to be corrected so we don't make the choice anymore and keep ending up in this situation. As I stated earlier, if you have the same problem frequently, it probably stems from a negative subconscious belief. I'm going to tell you guys a story. So this is literally an experience. It's not an example. It's just an experience. Over the past 2 years, I have found myself falling out with people I consider to be close friends with over and over and over again. It was happening like every 4 months. I was becoming very close with people and then having... It wasn't even arguments. It wasn't even conversations. It's just like they did something that was so outside of my own realm of what passes as acceptable behavior. So I was in this cycle for about 2, almost 3 years, being friends with people, falling out, being friends with people, falling out. And recently, maybe like 6 months ago, I fell out with the last person, and I haven't had any falling outs since. But I had a realization that all of the people, it was about 4 different people, all of the people that I fell out with over the course of these 2 years, they showed me parts of themselves that showed me who they were multiple times. And I made the decision to ignore the red flags. I told myself things like, no one's perfect, everyone has quirks. So I ignored the red flags because, we'll get to the because later. Let's stick to the point. I made the choice to ignore the red flags and continue being friends with people who showed me their personalities and what they were capable of. For example, I would hang out with people and they would gossip right in front of me, and gossiping something I don't agree with and I don't do, but I would accept it because I would say things like, hey, everyone's not like me, and people, they act the way they want to act. I'm not their mom. I can't tell them what to do and what not to do. I would justify a lot of people's actions instead of taking responsibility for the people I was choosing to hang around. Okay, so now we can talk about the because. Let's talk about the negative subconscious belief. The because of all this was rooted in my worthiness. How I felt at that time in my life was very, very, very low. I have suffered from really bad social anxiety my entire life, but when I was in school, when I was in high school, and when I was in college, because I was in an academic setting, I excelled. And because I excelled, I was confident. Because I was confident, I made very good friends. But in the real world, my confidence plummeted, because in the real world, you're not judged by how intelligent you are. You're not judged by how talented you are. You're judged for all your flaws, right? So in the real world, I kind of lost all that confidence and my worthiness plummeted. And because of my social anxiety, I just started to feel like because I'm so bad at interacting with people, I'm lucky to have any friends. I started to have that belief that I was lucky to have anyone who wanted to be around me, and my worthiness was just so, so low. And because I felt that way, I was hanging out with people who who weren't on the same vibration as me, but I made it okay because I didn't think I could do any better. Do you see how that all works? So that was my personal experience. But the cool thing about this whole technique is that you don't have to dig that deep. I articulated that experience in hopes that you would better understand how like the whole cycle works, but it's not necessary for you to try to shrink yourself, to try to like be your own psychiatrist and to dig that deep. I do that because I enjoy learning from my past experiences in a way that I can communicate to other people in the future. But that's not your responsibility if you don't want it to be. Personally, I don't always think it's necessary to dwell on the past for a solution, because it might not be there. You might not be at a place yet where you can look at the past and see what behavior you'd like to change. You might not have grown to that place yet. So looking at the past can kind of just bring up negative memories and just get you to a place that you don't want to be. So I don't always think it's necessary to dig back and figure it out. What I do think is necessary is understanding that, as I stated at the beginning of the video, when you experience a problem over and over, that problem is probably attached to a negative subconscious belief. So knowing that allows you to kind of stay conscious and to be aware. Whenever you find yourself in a situation that lowers your vibration, it's really, really important that immediately you recognize that your vibration is low. That is the first step. It's no more complicated than that. Just learning to recognize when your vibration is lowering or when it is really low, because we don't like being in that place. So when you get there, if you're able to say, oh, don't like this, that's the first step to being able to identify what that negative subconscious belief is. Once you learn how to identify when your vibration is lowered, then you build an awareness. So as time goes on, every time your vibration shifts, every time your vibration gets really low, you are able to identify it. And if there is a negative subconscious belief that is wreaking havoc in your life, it will make itself known. Promise. All it takes is awareness and a little bit of consciousness. If you are really, really, really unhappy in life, this is a great way to take steps to make your life better today. If a lot of your thoughts make you very unhappy, by monitoring how you feel, by monitoring your emotions and how happy or upset you are, you're able to pause and analyze what it is in that moment that's upsetting you and lowering your vibration. A lot of times it can be a physical trigger, like a person or a object that reminds you of something, or it can be an emotional trigger. It could be a reoccurring thought that you're having that you don't even know that it's affecting you as much as it actually is. So by paying attention to how often your vibration tanks, you can really start to take control of whatever it is that's doing that to you. When you understand the connection between your own subconscious beliefs and your choices, you start to get to know yourself a lot better. And you also start to learn about your past traumas and how your past traumas affect the way you see things today, right now. A lot of us can be affected by things that happened to us 5, 10, 15 years ago. But because we've never taken the time to look inward and figure out what our triggers are, we have no idea. And we're kind of so used to this feeling of a lower vibration that we've accepted it as normal. And that's not the way it has to be. By committing to raising your vibration and being aware of the things that affect your vibration, you are able to come into contact with your highest self, your truest self, and most importantly, you are able to avoid distractions, because all in all, the choices that we make from a negative subconscious belief can often lead to self-sabotaging and drama. pretty much. And those things are just distractions. Those are things that just lead us on a different path, a path that is different from us getting to our goals, our desires, our manifestations, whatever you call it. So if we avoid the distractions, we manifest quicker. Okay, you guys, that's all I have for today's video. I do hope you enjoyed it because I enjoyed making it. If you like it, give it a thumbs up so that other people on YouTube know that it has value and that they should watch it. If you would like me to expand on anything I talked about in the video, just let me know down below in the comments and I will be happy to. And last but not least, please make sure that you subscribe so you can be around for the next video because I love you dearly and I'd love to see you next time. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.